Hello, my name is Melissa Johnston-Cota, and I'm your student's IB chemistry teacher. This is my virtual open house. I'm going to show you where to find important information for this class on Schoology, how to find material if your student is absent, where to find the syllabus, and do a brief discussion of the standards-based grading practices that we are going to use this year in IB chemistry. And finally, how to read your student's Skyward report. So to find materials for this class, you saw at the beginning, they all are on the Schoology page. They are all lined out by date, and every active assignment is outside of the topic folders. Every past assignment is inside the topic folders. So if your student is absent on a particular day, you can either look outside the current topic folder or inside the topic folder in order to find the assignment for that day that they missed. If you have never been on Schoology before, if you go to the OSD website, you go to Families, you go to School Resources, and you go to Schoology Parent Access. That will enroll you in your student's Schoology course. Next, I'd like to show you where the syllabus is on my Schoology materials page. It is here just like that. Most parents are immediately interested in how we are going to assess students in IB chemistry. So instead of clicking that syllabus link, I'm going to give you a brief explanation of how we're going to use standards-based grading in IB Chem. Our members of our department decided that the most equitable way to grade the year after staying home doing distance learning is to use standards-based grading, where we put into the grade book performances that show what they know about what they're learning in class. And there was two categories in the grade book. There's content knowledge that takes up 100% of the student's grade, and then there's engaged learning that takes up 0% of the student's grade. Now, the reason why you have that engaged learning at 0% is so that you can see that the students are doing the practice in order to get ready to do the assessment on those learning targets that we are covering. We can kind of look at that as means versus an ends. The means to learn the material come when we are talking about homework, classwork, practice problems. Anytime we're doing practice, those are things that shouldn't go into the grade book because the students are still learning from those experiences. However, when we go to ends, those are the summative assessments that show what the student has learned, such as labs, tests, individual projects. And in standards-based grading, if they have not shown proficiency or exceeded proficiency in any of those assessments, they can always go back to do more practice, do more homework, classwork, practice problems, get help from me, get help from their colleagues, and then they can redo those assessments. So learning is a cycle rather than a bunch of different assignments that count towards an average grade that might not accurately show what the student knows about the content. So with that, I'm going to show you the next slide. It looks a little bit different in the Skyward grade book. You'll notice here there's two grading categories. There's content knowledge, which is 100% of the grade, and then there's engaged learning, that's 0% of the grade. And these practice assignments right here are just practices. They're just things that the student has done to help get ready for these content knowledge assessments, which are two in the grade book right now. So if you look down and engage learning and they're missing an assignment, it does not affect their grade. Yes, it's still good to do, but it is all preparation for their final content knowledge scores that go into the grade book. And if you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to reach out via email or via phone number, which is on the syllabus in Schoology. And I think that should cover what most parents want to know about the course. Thank you for having your student enroll in my course. Looking forward to the school year. Have a wonderful evening.